Howlin' everyone, Vin Wolf here, and whoo boy is there a lot to discuss today. That said, this video is the first in the final stretch of Super Smash Bros. Videos. I will soon be moving on to creating the other content that I have. In fact, let me go ahead and let me duck over. Is this good? You can see right here, this is actually the thumbnail for my latest video that I have been working on. That will be coming out very soon. Alternatively, if not that video, because I honestly, with the theming of it, I may want to save that a little bit closer to Christmas time. But I do have videos in the works, and they are coming. Now, that said, like I mentioned, we have a lot of Smash coverage to get over, so let's get to it. So specifically, we're here today to talk about exactly, now that I've had time to think and meditate and actually, analyze it a little bit, what exactly my final thoughts concerning the November Direct are, and honestly, I'm still a little bit torn. Now, I think the bulk of that just has to do with the final characters that got revealed, because these character choices, while, good for the right crowds, are incredibly underwhelming given the scope of what Smash is. I feel like had they, done Ken and Incineroar during the last Direct and saved Simon, Belma, and Richter for the final reveal, or even Ridley for the final reveal, it would have had a lot more punch, a lot more impact. Now, of course, having said that, don't take it the wrong way. I don't have anything against either of these characters, despite what I may have said during my Incineroar video. Having Ken in makes so much sense. He is kind of the original Echo Fighter, despite what Nintendo says. And I gotta say, the differences that separate him and Ryu make him really interesting and really cool. If it comes down to having to choose between Ryu or Ken, I'm honestly going to be going with Ken. Just because he's a little bit more interesting, there's way more personality in this guy, and the fact he's a bit faster than Ryu is definitely going to make the difference for a guy who's, more speed-oriented like myself. After Ken, we also got the reveal of Incineroar for the Pokemon Gen 7 rep, and this, I think, is where it hurt the most. After all, so many people were hyped up about this Grinch leak, and, the idea of getting 7 new characters, 2 Echoes, 5 Uniques, Banjo-Kazooie, Geno, Mach Rider, Chorus Kids, Isaac from Golden Sun, Ken, of course, because no one was surprised by Ken, and Shadow the Hedgehog, and then not getting these guys, but instead getting, a Gen 7 Pokemon, it was underwhelming. I feel like this should have been, the final nail in the coffin. Like, yep, that's it, I'm getting this game. And the roster is phenomenal, but I feel like this marketing slip-up was, it was a bit obvious, easy to avoid, and it kind of baffles me that that Sakurai would allow this to happen. He had so many other fantastic picks for the final nail in the coffin reveal, and we ended up with, a Luchador Tiger. Which, in and of itself, that was a controversial pick because there were so many other people, myself included, who would have preferred Decidueye for the Pokemon rep. In fact, now that I mention that, I gotta go on this tangent because Decidueye is pretty much nowhere to be seen in Smash Bros. Ultimate. He's not a Pokeball Pokemon, he's not in any of the stages so far as we can tell. He's nowhere to be seen in this game. Which is surprising given the fact that he has such a prominent position in Pokken Tournament DX on the Switch, and the fact that he's arguably the most popular Gen 7 starter Final Evolution. That's a bit of a title there, Decidueye. The Archer Owl is gone, but with the 5 DLC fighters, and the fact that Nintendo is choosing them, but maybe that's hoping a little too far. I'll cover the 5 DLC in another video, by the way, which is also something that Sakurai confirmed. Speaking of, DLC fighters, though, we did get one last-minute surprise that just threw everyone off. Literally a character that nobody saw coming, not even Yoshi, Luigi, and Mario. We got, of all things, a piranha plant. Come again. If you couldn't tell by my own reaction, I couldn't tell what to make of this. I couldn't even tell if this was seriously a fighter. Jaw all over the floor, no idea what to make of it. But now that I've taken some time to think about it, I'm still confused how the Piranha Plant made it over other fighters that could have gotten in from Nintendo, like Springman, but then again, I also kind of get it. This was just a fun little dev project, maybe. Something that was being worked on the side, maybe something Sakurai himself was doing, and it just ended up being totally doable, and, well, frankly, I love the thing. I mean, look at it. Look at that mischievous grin. How can you not appreciate that grin? And then his final smash being Petey Piranha with the little nod at Subspace Emissary from Brawl, which, by the way, this game has a lot of nods to former iterations of Super Smash Bros., which I just love and appreciate. But Piranha Plant looking to be interesting here. He's scheduled to come out, it looks like February, and having his new moveset and everything, I think it's going to be interesting. Now, granted, he does have a lot of moves that seem to be taken from other characters, like that mid-air leaf twirl move, which is clearly from Ivysaur. But yeah, he was an interesting final reveal, and I can't wait to get my hands on him and play him. He looks like he'll be a lot of fun. Of course, as I mentioned before, there are a lot of people who are just kind of upset at other characters who did not make it in, which really brings up a whole nother topic. The assist trophies. This one has kind of been controversial in the past couple of weeks from what I can tell, because a lot of people are starting to accept the fact that assist trophy isn't so much an honor as it is a death sentence. You look at the past iterations of the Smash games, and we've had so many fantastic characters as assist trophies. You've had Ashley from WarioWare, Gira, Midna, and Skull Kid from the Legend of Zelda series, Samurai Goro from F-Zero, Lyn from Fire Emblem, Isaac from Golden Sun, of course, and who can forget Waluigi and the campaign that was out there trying to get him into the game. Even looking at this direct, seeing Shadow as the first assist trophy to be revealed, and then having Isaac come back as only an assist trophy, I'm happy to see them in the game, but for a lot of fans, it was just kind of like a cruel twist of the knife. And then you have And then you have Springman coming in as an assist trophy when he would have been prime DLC material, and it's baffling and confusing if we're being honest. And getting any kind of arms representation looks to be getting slimmer and slimmer as we see that Ribbon Girl, who would have been the only other character from that game who could have possibly made it into the roster, suddenly she's a Mii costume. Now, we've had Mii costumes from the same series before with playable characters. I mean, just look at Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails from Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, but still, I don't know, it just doesn't look like any arms representation is coming in this time. And carrying on that note, having Rex as a costume for the Mii Sword Fighter, well, there goes Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it looks like. So overall, the thoughts on assist trophies are just kind of grim. Especially now that we've had so many more awesome assist trophies revealed besides the ones I've mentioned here. These guys would make such phenomenal characters, playable fighters in the Smash series in the future, but is that going to be the case? Of all the assist trophies who could have gone potentially as a fighter, we've only seen 3 that I can really think of. Little Mac, Dark Samus, and Isabelle from Animal Crossing. Now, these 3 have made the cut, but I think we may need to take a serious look at what assist trophies are, how Sakurai views them versus how we had hoped them to be, and, well, honestly, that could be a topic all its own for another video. Now, getting away from the doom and gloom, I do think we got some fantastic assist trophies that I really appreciate. Getting Black Knight as an assist trophy from the Fire Emblem series feels like a good fit. I think Black Knight works better as an assist trophy than an Echo for Ike, like a lot of people were speculating he was going to be, and I think this is a good role for him. We also got Guile from Street Fighter, who does what all Guile mains seem to do, just crouch and do, the backflip kick thing at the end. You got Akira from Virtua Fighter, which honestly is about as close as Dragon Ball Z fans will ever get to being in Smash Brothers. Like this video if you get that reference. And then my absolute favorite assist trophy reveal for Smash Bros. Ultimate, Yuri Kazukata from Fatal Frame. I adore this choice. It's perfect for a bit of horror representation. And having that camera in is just fantastic. In fact, now that I'm watching this a little bit more, I really need to see if I can get my hands on a copy of Fatal Frame so I can play it in my own time. And then as an extra little mechanic, we also see here that you can KO your own trophies to prevent your opponents from getting a KO bonus from it. Which, speaking of KOing trophies, yeah, no trophies, it kinda sucks, but you know what? I get it. They take a lot of time that Sakurai wanted to spend on other aspects of the game. And what's more, after the, 800 some odd trophies from Smash Bros. 3DS and Wii U, like, topping that number with all the new stuff, it would have been just a Herculean task, so I understand the desire to do away with it from a development standpoint. Now, as a fan, it is kind of a bummer because trophies have been here since day one, since Smash Bros. 64. And I honestly spent hours on Melee and Brawl just, cruising through the gallery and reading all the fun facts about each of the little trophies, but I get it. And what's more, he's come up with a fantastic replacement, which transitions perfectly into our next topic of game modes. Starting off with Spirits, I have some mixed emotions still, to be honest. Like, it's a mobile game and a AAA game. I'm sure there's some kind of meta commentary on this. Somehow. This has just got to be something. Although, I gotta say, it's really interesting to get event matches in this way. Fighting various characters instead of just being placed in interesting situations. Or maybe it's more being placed in interesting situations. Hey, pup. Or maybe it's more just being placed in interesting situations based on other characters from Nintendo's history. And third-party developer histories. So it's going to be cool to see how this all plays out and actually getting into it. As far as other modes go, we already know that All-Star mode is going to be available from the get-go, which honestly got me breathing a sigh of relief. After all, we have over 74 fighters now. That's a lot of fighters to unlock before you can unlock a new mode. And what's more, I guarantee if you just cruise into the game and do All-Stars right off the bat, it's gotta unlock someone. I don't know who, but it's definitely going to unlock someone. Now, hopping into the online play, I gotta be honest, I'm actually kind of a fan of how they've set it up for Smash Bros. I know a lot of people have concerns over the online matchmaking system, but overall, I really like it. First of all, the global Smash power, I like having a worldwide ranking system. It'll be awesome to see who exactly is the best of us all around the world, and what's more, with the new, bringing back spectator mode, well, it'll be fun to watch people in the top 10 compete with each other and get around the world. I also really appreciate the fact that repeatedly self-destructing will get you kicked from the game. It's no fun to fight someone who's not taking the game seriously. Plus, this has been an issue with team-oriented games like Splatoon 2, so which is a game I am a massive fan of, so it's all the more reason for me to appreciate it. Unlocking elite battles, in complete honesty, it kinda sounds like a bit of a slog, but it is perfect for that sense of accomplishment feeling. It's proof you know your way around the game, and as Sakurai said, if you unlock it, you know you are good. I think one of the most important aspects of online, though, is that you will be able to play in other modes while waiting for a match to be made. It's perfect for killing a little bit of time while waiting, that way you're not just sitting around waiting for the next match to begin. Although, to be honest, like I mentioned earlier, I'm more likely to be spectating other players and seeing if I can take any techniques to improve my own game. Really, there's only two things I really wasn't that big a fan of for the online. Well, three things. Maybe four. Possibly five. So, the app, first and foremost. They keep pushing the app, and Nintendo, I'm sorry, but no one likes this thing. I mean, maybe a handful of people do, but whatever. The bulk majority of us just don't use the app that much. There's other services like Discord that just make it so much easier to voice chat. And as far as uploading photos and videos from your gameplay sessions, I mean, I'm sorry, but YouTube kind of beat you to it. Oh, and the other thing, well, it's the two people's rule choice, thing. Getting randomly assigned one player's set of rules is, well, it's a little concerning because it's easy to push you out of the comfort zone, which, on the one hand I appreciate, but on the other hand, if I just want to play a quick game with items, on any kind of stage, and then say I'm matched up with a person who is like Fox and Falco, only Final Destination, no items, well, it's, a little bit concerning on that front. It gives me the sense that I won't be able to play the game always how I like. Now, I only hope that during online matchmaking, the game will try and set you up with rules that are at least similar to your rule choices, but given the emphasis on matchmaking with people near you in your own region, I'm not exactly holding my breath here. On the final note, I just want to address the biggest highlight of this Direct. No one's going to be surprised that I saved this one for last, because Sakurai did too. World of Light, a brand spanking new adventure mode, has come to our beloved Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it is so much greater and so much more grand than any of us could have possibly imagined. It's so exciting. First of all, the CG trailer for it was absolutely beautiful, so well done, and it's looking to be a phenomenal crossover, much like the Subspace Emissary was. Now, I know Sakurai has said that this is going to be more about gameplay and having fun with it, as opposed to the actual story of it, so this CG trailer may just be one of only a handful. After getting, my hopes up for the Grinch leak, I'm trying not to expect too much with this one, but a guy can dream, I guess. This looks to be an incredibly enhanced... This looks to be really an incredibly enhanced events mode. Just like Spirits itself. Which is honestly kind of cool because you are going to be collecting spirits throughout this mode. In the trailer we see all kinds of people from Blaze the Cat to the Merman from The Legend of Zelda. And Shantae. My hopes of you becoming playable will forever remain. But it looks like it's going to be an interesting little 3D world, map navigating system with puzzles to solve, fights to be had, and it just looks a lot of fun. Like a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of hoping for those 2D platforming kind of areas like we saw in the adventure mode and in Subspace Emissary from Super Smash Bros. Melee and Brawl, but you know what? This looks freaking amazing, so I am not complaining at all. This is a nice little twist. It's got some open world mechanics. It's really RPG-ish with the different fighters, especially with that skill tree they revealed. That was a bit of a mind blow. Ultimately, when it comes to this Direct, if I were to remove the way the character reveals went, this was great. This was a good Direct. It was solid. It revealed a lot of things to look forward to. And in every other aspect, it was the final nail in the coffin that I keep mentioning that this Direct should have been. Live and learn on this one when it comes to the character Directs. I feel like Ridley would have been the perfect final candidate just because of how many people really wanted Ridley in the game. And I feel like that card may have been played a little bit soon. But again, that's all marketing stuff, which I don't know jack squat about. And, if I were to ever become a game developer, hey, that's something I would bear in mind for my own stuff. Anyway, there's still a lot to be had with the game. And yes, I didn't talk about it in this video because I'm saving it for another one. But there are still 5 more DLC fighters to be discussed and talked about. But that'll be for another time. Thank you guys so much for watching on this final thoughts about Smash Brothers. I have a couple of freeform thoughts I may jot down and do as a tiny little thing, but like I said, we're winding down on Super Smash Brothers. We're closing the gate here soon. I've got other video projects that'll be uploaded soon, and you can be looking forward to all of those. To every one of you who has been tuning into my channel because I've been doing the Smash Brothers thing, I know I'm incredibly small. Dear Lord, what is my subscriber count even? Oh dear, my subscriber count is only at 64. I am not just small, I am freaking tiny. But to the 64 of you that came on board and decided to give me a shot because I was covering Smash Brothers content, thank you so much. I hope that as I move forward and I begin to work on new things, that you guys will stick around. I hope I create content that will, entertain you guys, and because I enjoy making videos, I enjoy producing content, and I would love to be able to keep doing that. So, as I mentioned in my, the struggle is getting to me video, a vlog that was, I did 2 weeks ago now. It's not easy working full-time and getting all this content done, but it's worth it. It really is. It's a lot of fun interacting with you guys in the comments on the videos. It was a lot of fun. And if you guys have any suggestions on, different things I can tackle, please drop comments below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video. But until then, stay blessed, everyone.